What if I told you that the way most of us think about business is, well, maybe just plain wrong? Today, we're going to dig into a powerful idea called the architecture of conscious contribution.
Okay, so this really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the standard playbook: business is war. It's a zero-sum game where for me to win, you have to lose. But on the other side, a totally different way of seeing things. It's not about taking, it's about creating. It's a positive sum game where creating value means everybody can come out ahead. So, how do you actually make that shift? What's the secret sauce? Well, it all boils down to this one word: intention. And look, this is not some fluffy positive thinking mantra. No. Think of it more like the operating system for your business. It's that deep down motivation that quietly shapes every single thing you do, from the way you write an email to how you put together a big deal. It's this invisible force that pulls certain results right to you. And here's where the rubber meets the road. You can see the direct results of that operating system. If your intention is, how can I get more? What happens? You attract these kind of tense, one-off transactions. But check out the other side. When you switch your intention to, what value can I create for you? The whole game changes. Suddenly, you're not just swapping cash for product. You're building something together. And that attracts partners, people who want to be on the journey with you, not just customers. Now, I've got to stop here and make something super clear because this is the most important part. This is not some pie-in-the-sky idealistic dream. It is straight up foundational logic. There's a real, predictable, almost mechanical process at play here. Let's actually walk through it step by step. All right, here's that mechanism laid out. It starts with sincere contribution. That means you're genuinely solving a problem for someone, not just trying to sell them something. What does that do? Well, it naturally leads to building trust. And when people trust you, you get a real connection. You're past the simple transaction now. And that connection, that's the fuel for expansion. We're talking repeat business, people telling their friends about you, a rock-solid reputation. See? One step just flows right into the next. It's pure logic. So why does this actually work in the real world? It's simple, really. It's a basic truth about how markets operate. Flashy short-term tactics might get you a quick win, but the long game, the war, is always won by being genuinely useful. At the end of the day, the market is smart. It eventually figures things out and rewards the people and companies that actually help. It's literally the most reliable growth strategy there is, period. And this change in mindset, it ripples out and affects everything. Just look at this. When you see your customers as just traffic, clicks and numbers on a spreadsheet, your strategy is going to be cold. It's impersonal. But the second you start seeing them as humans, like real people with real problems, your whole approach has to change. You stop trying to convert a data point, and you start trying to build a relationship with a person. You're focused on their problems, not just hitting your numbers. This all leads to maybe the biggest mind shift of all. It's about how we see profit. We're all taught to chase profit, right? It's the number one goal. But in this way of thinking, profit isn't the goal at all. It's just a result. It's the byproduct. The real goal is contribution. When you pour all your energy into creating real, genuine value for people, the profit, it just follows. You don't have to chase it anymore. It's the natural outcome of doing good work. So let's boil this whole thing down. It really comes down to two simple rules, almost like laws of physics for business. First, energy follows intention. Basically, whatever you focus on, you get more of. Focus on getting, and your world will feel full of scarcity. Focus on giving, and you'll find abundance. And the second rule, return follows value. If you make an authentic contribution, profit is pretty much guaranteed. It's a clean, simple, predictable loop. So, if we accept this logic, it completely changes the most fundamental question we ask in business. The old question is always, how do I beat the other guy? How do I outcompete them? But this framework makes us ask something so much more powerful. How do I make other people's lives better?
I mean, how can my customers, my partners, even the people who work here, how can they be genuinely better off just because they ran into us? And really, that's what it all comes down to. That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Are we just here to make a bunch of transactions? Or are we actually trying to create a real impact? Are we just closing deals? Or are we building something that truly matters?